Hi there, this is Pierre coming to you from the Family Gazebo. You're probably wondering why it is that this particular video made it into your feed. It could be because you go to YouTube for your classical music content, or maybe at some point you subscribe to my YouTube channel, I Think You'll Love This Music Too, or ITYWLTMT for short. Regardless of how you got here, I'm glad you are, because I've got some exciting news about new content we're going to be posting on the ITYWLTMT channel, and it has to do with music appreciation. Music appreciation is typically associated with classical music, and though I understand that, I also find it a bit perplexing, and let me explain why that is. It doesn't matter what kind of music you like. Maybe you like country music, maybe you like hip hop, maybe you like rap, maybe you like, classic rock, or maybe progressive rock. Maybe you like, old time crooners, maybe you like ballads. It doesn't really matter what kind of music you like. All music is bound by the same basic rules, the rules of harmonic structure, the rules of melodic structure. And though very few of us, or the vast majority of us, don't have formal musical training, like for myself, all I've got is whatever I learned at school. We all have an inane, an intuitive understanding of music. We all know what works and what doesn't. We kind of know whether or not a piece of music rings true or makes sense or not. That's probably because there's been 25 generations, 5 centuries worth of music, and our brains have been tuned to that. Now, it doesn't really matter whether or not you're talking about a Carole King ballad or a Franz Schubert art song. All music is the same. All music follows the same sort of basic rules. It turns out that the same rules that work for Schubert would work for, say, a Verdi opera, or would work for a Beethoven piano sonata or a Mozart symphony. Music is music, and there is no barrier, there is no reason why that music can't be enjoyed for its musical content, for its musical harmony, for its musical, environment, because we all understand those things basically. So there is no real need for highfalutin principles or anything like that to really fully appreciate classical music. There's an expression, music is food for the soul. And you can make a lot of analogies between music and food. Let me give you one analogy. Let's suppose that you're going to a new restaurant for the first time. And maybe it's cuisine you're not familiar with. Maybe it's Indian food. Maybe it's Mexican food. And maybe you've got some apprehensions about that. Maybe you're a picky eater. Maybe you don't know what ingredients they're going to use. Maybe the food is going to be spicy. Maybe you've got concerns about your own dietary requirements. Maybe you're vegetarian, for instance. So yeah, I can totally understand that when you're getting into a new situation like that one, maybe it pays to bring a friend along, someone who understands the menu and can go through it and understands the difference between the different dishes and give you recommendations and say, you know what, maybe this stuff is a little too spicy for you. Or maybe they could say, maybe you want to go out of your comfort zone and try something a little spicy, right? They can help navigate through the menu and find the things you're likely going to like and the things maybe you're not likely to like. I think when I think of music appreciation, that's the context under which I sort of approach it. I approach it as, maybe you need a friend who understands the classical music menu for you to really appreciate it fully. So this is what we're going to be doing. We're going to create this new initiative that I'm going to call the Resonance Lab. And in the Resonance Lab, we're going to have 2 kinds of content. One kind of content are going to be curated playlists. I'm going to create 60 minutes or so of classical music and put it in a bundle for you. Along with, say, a common theme, like music, that you can go and enjoy. And it doesn't matter whether or not you're versed in the classical music repertoire or if it's something that's new to you. You can just enjoy the music because it's going to be lined up for you and curated for you. There's going to be a second set of videos, and those I'm going to call the Resonance Lab Notes. And what the lab notes will be my sort of take on the playlists, why I chose that particular kind of music, what my thinking was, maybe some insight on the composers or insight on the music itself or on the structure of the music. The kind of stuff that will help you look for things, or should I say listen for things in the music, and enhance your appreciation of it. I'm keeping those things separate because you're probably going to think that I'm a boring person, or maybe you don't need to listen to that kind of stuff. Maybe all you want is the music. So by keeping these things separate, you can pick and choose what you want to listen to or what you don't want to listen to. The only thing that I'm going to ask out of this is that if you do listen to the stuff, please leave me some feedback. Let me know what you think of the music, what you think of my observations or my musings on the music. That's all I ask of you. I'll drop some stuff on a somewhat regular basis, not necessarily every week or every month, but whenever I can. And of course, I'll probably drop more music depending on how much interaction I get with the people on YouTube. And maybe we can get a conversation going on the classical music you like, and maybe they'll inform the kind of playlists I can put together for you. So that's it in a nutshell, guys. Please come and enjoy the classical music on this station. Look for new drops coming pretty shortly. So I'm gonna leave now and enjoy the gazebo.